Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime. In the last episode we defeated the Omega Pirate, and this time I've taken us back to the save station before we progress through the rest of the Phazon Mines and pick up as many upgrades as we can before we move on. We're coming very close to the end of the game now. What I want to do is to get as many of the updates or many of the expansions and upgrades as possible before we go and take on the final boss. It should make things a little bit easier. We're going to be heading back towards the Omega Pirate room to start with. And we've got a new form of Metroid in here. Morphology, Fission Metroid. Metroid with the ability to split into two forms. The Fission Metroid is a mutant capable of splitting into two. The split endows the creature with invulnerability to most weaponry. The effect is unstable, resulting in weakness to a certain type of weapon fire. The vulnerability appears to be random due to the chaotic nature of Phazon mutation. So, what we're going to be looking at, as you can see, normal... Just get a morph ball bomb out and get rid of this thing. Normal weapons no longer seem to have the same effect as they did before. And there we go, we've got the two weapons. We've got the two versions, color-coded, based on what weapon work on it. So obviously white for ice, purple for wave beam, yellow I think for the standard power beam, and red for fire. We don't really want to take on another one unless we have to, so we're going to get up the stairs here, or get up the lift here. We're going to be seeing a lot more of those shortly, which is not something I'm looking forward to because they're a pain in the ass to deal with. I want to just make sure this door doesn't lead us anywhere. Nope, dead end. Fair enough. And this one? Same? Yep. Sounds like we may have been spotted, so we're going to head off and get away from these things before they close in on us. Too late. And this is our very last energy tank that we saw earlier on. It's in processing center access. That puts us up to full energy. There's nothing else we can get for that. So I'm only going to be looking at missile expansions and stuff like that now. And thanks to our Phazon Suit that we picked up earlier on, we can walk on this stuff without it injuring us now, which is a big improvement. And we've got more Fission Metroids kicking around. Interestingly enough, them colliding with Phazon does seem to do them injury and kill them off. Whereas for us, we haven't got so much of that to worry about now. Which is going to make this room in particular a lot easier. I mean, you saw a couple of episodes ago how much I struggled with this room. I just made a complete and utter mess up of it. Not going to be so much of a problem now. So while we're here, we're going to be looking for that upgrade that we couldn't hear or find earlier on. That's our first order of business, clearing the expansions off. And we have a few left in this particular level. There could be something over there, maybe. I don't see it. Ah, haha! Aha, haha! Hidden platforms! X-ray visor hidden platforms. And... what is this? I'm going to guess it's probably Bandesium, since everything in this dungeon is Bandesium. There's our hidden missile expansion. That's the one we could hear earlier on, but couldn't quite track where it was. The X-ray scanner helped us out in this case. There we go. So we're next going to be heading to next upgrade, Fungal Hall B. There is a hidden expansion here, missile expansion. Can't get to it, can't scan for the area that's there, so I'm going to guess again that it's a power bomb, and yep, there you go. Missile expansion acquired. Wonderful. So in the Phazon mining tunnel coming from Fungal Hall B, we have a small morph ball hole. And what we want to do is head down into the pit itself, which we couldn't do earlier on without sustaining massive damage. Many rocks in the way. And there we go. Another artifact. Artifact of Newborn, the last of 12. There is actually one more that we need to get, but it's not going to be just yet. Fungal Hall access next. You can hear there's an upgrade somewhere. So we're going to see if we can figure this out. Ah, it's right underneath the big old mushroom here. Nice and quick and easy. Metroid Quarantine A. I believe this is the last missile expansion in the Phazon Mines. And I think, yep, there's a Bendesian wall just to the left of the morph ball tracks, which allows us to cut through onto this platform up here. Or does it? Yeah, there's another one, I think, on the other side. Yep. Now that allows us to cut through to the platform on the other side to another morph ball rail. Takes us across the room to another platform. And with the X-ray visor we can see there is a hidden platform right there, which is going to rise us up to this top section and the missile expansion. There we go. There we go, there we go. Wonderful. So I realise stupidly I've missed a few upgrades here and there. I'm going to need to go back and get a couple of missile expansions, but for now we're going to head to this area and we're going to pick up the Flamethrower mod, which is the last of our missile expansions, which obviously works. This one will work with the plasma beam. And with this we're heading back to the Chozo Ruins one last time. So we're back in the burn dome. Stupidly I forgot to pick up this upgrade straight after the fight with the incinerator droid. When we had the morph ball bombs we were capable of getting through this little hole here and we just completely missed it. I have no idea how. But hidden away in here is a missile expansion. And now we're in the Watery hall. This is an upgrade we couldn't have gotten until quite late in the game anyway. We needed the gravity suit because we need to go underwater here, through a hidden hole, and then jump back up the other side for another missile expansion. This is the second of the third ones that we've missed. And we're back in the main plaza now for the last of the upgrades. I remember scanning this tree really early on in the game and thinking there should be something in there just because it was scannable. Missile didn't break it open, plasma beam didn't break it open, so we're going to use a super missile instead. And that finally cracks it open, and inside you can just see that last missile expansion there. We're going to have to go up and round, I think. Yeah, we're going to have to go up and round. That will be our last missile expansion and will leave us on almost 100% item completion. The only thing we'll need to get after that is the very last artifact, which we pick up in the impact crater, which we're going to head to shortly. Probably in, yeah, just after this upgrade. And there we go, that's all of the expansions available to us. So we are back at our ship, at our gunship. Reason being, we missed one particular scan that we need to make. Hunter class gunship, registered to Samus Aran. You can return to your ship to recharge energy, reload weapons, and save progress in the game. We needed to do all of those things before we headed off to the impact crater, which is where we're going now. We've got one last item to pick up there, a couple of Chozo lore entries, and then we should be good to go on the next section of the game. decoded that pirate entry earlier on. It's going to stick with the Flamethrower for now as well. It's going to be useful to us coming up. Wait for it. Door's going to open shortly. Come on, door. There we go. First thing we need to do is look at these lore entries. The containment of the great poison, this task has fallen to the Chozo, and we will not flee from our duty, even as we suffer with the land and its creatures. We will pour our will into the 12, the artifacts that, when brought together, form the lock that holds this great evil at bay in the depths of the planet. This lock must stand up to all who might come to assault it. To preserve the power of the seal, and to protect it from those who would meddle for their own designs, we will spread the artifacts across the land, hiding them from prying eyes. The lock must never open until the day comes when this disaster can finally put right. Love the music in the background for the Talan overworld. Big fan of this soundtrack full stop, to be honest with you. Throughout our living nightmare as we battle the unyielding darkness, we Chozo see a light. This light glows with promise, chasing the shadows cast by the great poison and purifying that which has grown toxic. It is strange though, at times it looks to our eyes as if the light coalesces into the figure of a woman. Burning brightly, the luminescence descends from space, then retreats back into the infinite blackness from whence it came. When this prophecy comes to pass, when the light recedes, the Chozo's long vigilance of containment will finally come to an end. So we're going to head down into the impact crater. There's going to be a cutscene coming up. I'm going to end the episode straight after it and pick up at the beginning of the next one. You'll see why. For now, one scan to make. Chozo Artifacts. You might notice it said there in the artifact about scanning the rest of the totems. Obviously we can't do that. Partially it's because we haven't picked this artifact up yet, and partially it's because there's no more artifacts to pick up. We've kind of done this out of order. We should have come here first to pick up this artifact. Chozo Artifact acquired. This is the Artifact of Truth, the first of 12. And this will put us up to 100% completion. Ta-da!